Welcome to Looking Through Purple Glasses. Here is your host, Laura Levy.
Thanks, Moj. Welcome back to another episode of Looking Through Purple Glasses. I am your host, Laura Levy, and today I am happy to be joined by Kerry Iselin, Dr. Kerry Iselin, sorry. Kerry is we share a wall at the office. We are next door neighbors here at the office. And Kerry is a chiropractor. And we are today going to shed some light on misconceptions and things that chiropractic can really help with. So welcome to the podcast. How are you today?
I am doing fantastic. Thank you, Laura, for having me here today. Quite an honor. And I'm very passionate about talking about overall health. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, for our listeners, why don't you share just a few things about you and how you got into chiropractic and bring us up to speed on who you are?
Yeah. Again, my name's Kerry Iselin, and I have been practicing chiropractic for almost a quarter century.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow. And I have another quarter century to go. So that's my goal. Like I said, the overall health of the human body is very, very important to me. I had an uncle who was a physical therapist that first got me interested in the healing field. And it wasn't until I would say, a sophomore in college when I had a basketball injury that I realized that chiropractic was the route for me, trying to figure out how to heal from that. I was going up for a jump shot and someone came from behind me and blocked the ball, and I came right back down on my tailbone. And chiropractic really opened that door for me to see firsthand how well you can do. And from there, it's really been a wonderful journey of figuring out the human body. When I was 6 years old, it was a kind of a school project that they want you to do to figure out, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Which I think is always so funny. It's like at 6 years old, I want to be a fireman. I want to, it's like.
Well, I was back at my parents' house. My mom saves everything. And I had written down that I want to be a detective.
Ooh.
And I don't know if I was watching too many Magnum PI shows, want to be like Tom Selleck, but I really feel like chiropractic is being a detective and figuring out, what do I need to do to get the body right? And we have to understand that the body is a healing organism. It wants to go back into the state of balance. And that's really what I do, is I will examine the human body through exam and also taking x-rays. And I know some chiropractors don't do it. I think it's a little bit crazy because I want to know everything that's going on within the body. And then it's bringing the body back into a state of balance and into a state of harmony, into a state of ease. Mr. Miyagi said, back from the Karate Kid, I'm really dating myself. He told Danielson, balance is important in all aspects of life. And it couldn't be more true with the state of the body. Too many times when I'm seeing patients that get too far down that line of their body is so out of balance, so out of ease, that we start to get dis-ease within the body. And when we're in that state, well, guess what? We get symptoms.
As we were kind of prepping for the podcast today, I said, I think it's going to be really important for people to understand some of the misconceptions, which included myself. I had never seen a chiropractor until I bought this space right next door to you. And I have always experienced lower back pain. And I thought, well, let's give it a shot. And your approach was something that was surprising to me because it was against all of the misconceptions that I had seen. And as we were talking in those first couple appointments, I was really surprised at how chiropractic can help with so many things. So do you want to maybe cover some of the misconceptions?
Absolutely. And, I'm glad we have 3 hours to talk about this.
Sit back, get a cup of coffee.
Well, first off, I was real lucky once I got out of chiropractic school. I'm originally from Wisconsin, went to Northwestern as a chiropractic college in Minneapolis, and that was a 4-year endeavor. But after I got out, I was introduced to a man. His name was Dr. Richard Yenny, and he actually had been in practice for 53 years. He was a war crimes trial interpreter over in Japan. Oh. So he learned Japanese and Chinese and learned acupuncture and brought acupuncture over to the States. He was a chiropractor. And he had an acupuncture school at his office. And I flew there many, many times over the first couple of years that I opened up my practice and learned so much from him, how to treat, how to really become a healer. And I think what's happening here is we got so many social media platforms that I see, and I'm not even on it. Actually, my office manager is, and she just shows me.
I know, I looked.
About chiropractors putting on microphones, getting big cracks and this and that. And it's not about the crack. It's really about helping the body with being very specific and being very gentle and helping the body regain that equilibrium, that balance, that harmony within the body. I do a technique called Zone Technique. And what happens is that, I need 2 things to happen for someone to get better. First, it's basic chiropractic, is that the bones are aligned so that the nervous system, the 31 pair of nerves, can exit out the spine. And then 2, I need to balance the individual's brain so that the signals that the brain is sending out down the spinal cord out to the rest of the body are in balance, and that communication system is spot on. How I do that is the brain is broken down into 6 different zones, and we're going to make this very simple. And what I can do is I can use the body through points to tell me where exactly it needs help at. And it's a spinal cord stimulation technique that when you think about it, the spinal cord is a negative pole, brain is a positive pole. I can stimulate the cord to send signals back up to the brain to help it balance out. Within the zones, and we'll talk about everything that chiropractic can help, because a lot of people think, okay, I've got back pain and that's why I go see a chiropractor. And true, I would say that's the easy stuff, and we get great results with neck pain, back pain, things like that. But Zone takes it to a next level of how do all the processes within the body, how do they function? Are they functioning at 60%? A lot of times they are. So that's what I figure out, is how do I balance that body back out to bring that nervous system up to its highest potential? And so we'll go back to the zones. So there's 6 zones. The brain is broken down into 6 different zones. And I will read the body. Zone 1 is the glandular zone. So we look at, when we balance out the glandular zone, what do we get? We affect the pituitary pineal gland. That helps sleep. That helps relaxation with the adrenal glands becoming balanced out. When we also look at Zone 1 as women that are trying to get pregnant, because it affects ovaries and uterus. So there's a lot of things with the processes in the body that we can help. When we go to Zone 2, that's the elimination zone. So it's how is your body able to get rid of any toxins or anything that doesn't need in the body? Well, when we balance out Zone 2, that opens up sinuses, so it helps with allergies. It also helps open up the bronchial tubes with breathing, asthma. Then we get into the colon, helps with bowel movements, and bladder, urination, and skin. The ability for the body to get everything out. Zone 3 is the nervous zone. So when we balance out that 3rd zone, you're going to see the nervous system start to calm down. This is a pretty broad zone. And again, all these zones are interrelated. When you balance one, it's like a teeter-totter. It balances the other one. So the nervous zone, you calm the nervous system. It helps with mood. It helps with digestion. It also helps women with painful menses, dysmenorrhea, really helping better nerve flow. So anyone that has radiating pain, this is a zone that needs to be balanced. 4 is the digestive zone. So we take a look at helping the body with the organs of gallbladder, pancreas, liver, glands of the stomach. It also helps the body be able to digest foods that maybe in the past you weren't able to digest as well. And then to be able to absorb those foods, that's important as well, helps with energy. 5 is the muscular zone. And that really helps. I guess the best word to describe that 5th zone is to provide suppleness within the body. Movement is so important. We can talk about exercise, how important that is. But this opens up the muscles from the shoulders to the neck to head, helps with walking, balance, equilibrium. Also helps with the immune system. Zone 6, we get to the circulatory system. So this zone will help the blood move through the body with greater ease. Also helps blood pressure. Thyroid gland is in this zone. Also helps the extremities move. And I know you talked about it. You didn't know that chiropractors, I treat all extremities, shoulders, elbows, wrists, knees. Feet is a big one that I'm seeing. Anything, we got to get the body in balance. And I always go back to that, getting the body back in balance, and the body will heal. I see it day in and day out. And I truly believe it 100%.
I've probably been a patient for, a year and a half at this point now. And I've noticed some really big differences. And we've covered a couple of things with me since I've been under your care, but one of them was migraines. I mean, I've had migraines my entire life. And medication at some point in time gets exhausting. And we talked about that. And so we've worked on migraines. And so as you're going through each zone, I'm thinking, I don't really think people understand that chiropractic can help with so many things.
You're absolutely right. Hippocrates said many, many moons ago, look to the spine for the cause of disease, dis-ease.
Wow.
And so, yes, you do have to start. And I'm not against surgery and medication. In fact, I broke my leg snowboarding 3 years ago, and oh boy, I needed surgery and drugs. I'll be real honest. When I go into work, we all need purpose, and my purpose, when I take a look at it, is I want to create an environment, a community that has a better train of thought, a better flow of energy. And I know that because I very rarely take medication, and probably the last medication I took was painkillers when I broke my leg. And so I know when you're there and you're on medications, you got chemicals flowing through your body, you're not able to think clearly. And so I feel when I go into the office, I want to help people get off all that stuff. I want to help their body heal naturally to show them that they can feel better. And sometimes you look at the analogy of when you take I've never done this, but I've heard this. When you take a frog and you throw it in boiling water, it jumps out because it's too hot.
Right.
Well, when you put a frog into lukewarm water and you slowly bring it to a boil, the frog never jumps out because it gets accustomed to it.
Yeah.
And when I see patients, I'm like, wow, you've just been accustomed to kind of feeling crappy and not sleeping well and not having a lot of energy and not digesting well. And I can't wait to get started with
That's
you.
when you just start
Yes, I love it. I'm like, I get so excited. I still, after 25 years of practice, I still get really excited with those cases. And I think sometimes the patients think I'm crazy. They're like, why is this guy getting so excited? Has he never done this before?
Right.
But I'm like, it's just like Christmas. You're opening new presents. And I'm just like, I can show you how well you can feel. And so, there's a time and a place for that. And I also think, I'll address this, is that I really feel as a society as a whole, one of the things that I learned going back to my leg break was to have patience with healing.
You had to teach me that. I'm still a work in progress.
Yeah, we all are. To have patience. I know the body turns around. I know it heals. And we live in a society that, we turn on TV and we see all these pharmaceutical ads, and people want health right now.
Instant gratification.
You're right. And with natural healing, that isn't the case. And I'll tell you one lesson I've learned in life, there are no shortcuts.
Yeah.
The best things in life take a little work.
Yep. And time and yeah. Yeah.
And so that's why, again, I go back to, I love chiropractic because I can see the body. I can feel the body start to turn over, start to get back into balance. I can see patients when they start to turn that corner, because I'm like, oh, you slept better last night. Oh, wow, you have a pep in your step today. I'm like, we're turning.
Even smiling a little more.
Smiling, yeah. Here's the thing is that with health, you don't even really realize the gift that it is until you lose it.
Yeah, this might be a weird question for you, but is there an age group that is best for chiropractic care, or can you start from the very beginning until the very end?
That is a great question. People ask me what my specialty is, and it's pediatrics to geriatrics and everyone in between.
Okay.
And we have been partners with Lutheran Hospital up the street with their lactation department. They send a ton of infants from a couple days old to a couple weeks old. And what we see with them, and they send the infants that they don't know what to do with, that aren't sleeping well, aren't taking the latch very well with breastfeeding, irritable, not sleeping well, constipated. And I tell you, those infants get better so quickly. It's so
much faster than us old people.
Well, it does. It takes time. And when I see the infants, it just, they haven't had all that trauma to their spine, so they turn over a lot quicker. We will turn over, but it takes a little longer because we've had some trauma to our bodies.
Well, I don't know that many people on the podcast, but if you're friends or family, you know that I had a full knee replacement done a couple of years ago, and we've worked on inflammation, trying to keep the inflammation down after my knee surgery. So that was another thing that I thought was a misconception in my world, was I just need to take a bunch of Advil, or I need to do something else. I never thought it would fit into the chiropractic world. I think I wanted to bring you on today to try to crush some of the misconceptions out there. You've helped me a lot, so I'm super grateful, and I've learned so much. I need to do better. I need to be a better patient so that you can be better at your job. But I will tell you, if you've never done chiropractic care, I would encourage you to at least make an appointment. And why don't you share a little bit about how people can find you?
Come to Laura's office and just walk around the corner. You can find me on the worldwide internet. It's Iselin Chiropractic, and Iselin is not spelled the name of the country. It's ISELIN chiropractic.com. I explain a little bit about how I work on the website, but if someone does have questions, feel free. My phone line is always open. I love to talk about, as you can tell, about health. And consultations are no charge. So if you want to come in and just talk with me, come on in. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let's figure out if this is the place for you or not. And I will let you know if it's a case I can help or if it's a case I can't help. I'll be real transparent.
And I know, in full transparency, in some of the inflammation I was dealing with my knee, you said, have you tried acupuncture? Which we actually have an acupuncturist that's right around the corner from the office too. So maybe we'll try and get Igor on at some point in time. We'll talk about acupuncture too. So it's not just, it's you're going to listen to everybody's story, ask the questions, and then if they're not right for you, maybe be able to offer some other solutions.
Yes, absolutely. I will figure out where you need to be if it's not a chiropractic case. And I'll also throw this out there is I've got a large web of chiropractors that I know across the U.S. And I believe that a good referral is really where it's at. And so
sure.
if you live in a different city, a different state, let me know, or a different part of the Denver metro area, I will put feelers out to try to find someone that is reputable in your area.
Awesome. If they want to make an appointment, is that a phone call? Is that, how would somebody make an appointment with you?
You can go onto the website.
Okay.
You can book it right there off the website, or you can give the office
And
a
I'll
call.
list the website and his information too below in the description of the podcast to make it easy for everybody. But yeah, I'm super glad that you were able to make some time today. I hope we provided everybody with a little bit more information than they had before they listened. And I'm super grateful for you and everything that you've done for me. And, I'm sure people can sense through the recording, you're one of the most calm, laid back individuals, along with my husband, that I have in my life. And that is great. So,
well, thank you, Laura. It's an honor to call you a friend and have me here on the podcast.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, everybody, for listening. And Super Bowl is coming up this weekend. We're recording in February. Do you have a pick for Super Bowl?
Can I say the Chicago Bears?
Oh, jeez.
I know. No. I was a ball boy for the Bears back in 88 and 89.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm from Wisconsin. Do you know how this hurts, the Packers being so good for this long? And I've stayed a diehard Bears fan. But if I were going to go, I'm going to stick with the Chiefs. I think just through that experience, I know. But experience, it really is about experience.
Yeah, for sure.
And the more you can have those experiences, I think that gives you the benefit.
Well, for the record, I'm rooting for the 49ers, and it's not just because I'm a Bronco fan and we can't root for the Chiefs, but I am definitely a sports fan that doesn't like to see repeat winners. So we need a break from the Kansas City Chiefs and Pat Mahomes and Kelsey and his girlfriend. So,
well, I'll root for the 49ers for you then.
All right, go 49ers. Let's hope Christian McCaffrey brings a championship back. And with that, I think we'll wrap up and say we will see you next time.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.